Tiffany Day. We had a $100,000 Tiffany lamp just come in last show. So we're still a little like, wow, wow. How about this? Yours says Tiffany as well, doesn't it?
It does.
Yes, it does. It's sterling silver. How'd you acquire it?
Oh, inherited it.
Inherited it. All right. Do you see these Belle? This is actually Belle Garland. This is called a Belle Garland. A Belle Garland is popular in the early decades of the 1900s. Does this piece from your family, handed down?
From my husband's family.
From your husband's family, okay. So this particular piece is marked Tiffany and Company, and it says it's sterling silver, 925 parts per 1,000 pure. And then it has an early Tiffany mark, which I want you all to understand. This is an early Tiffany mark, which is the large capital T with the C, which is basically a monogram for the Tiffany mark at that particular time. They just put Tiffany and Company or Tiffany Studios, different Tiffany marks as time went on. The company, of course, has a long and very celebrated history. So that particular mark, relatively important for identifying date. Early part of the 1900s versus the latter part of the 19-teens or so. This particular piece in my hand is a tray. It is not monogrammed. No one put a monogram on this. That my monogram would be LAV, right? Lorianne Verderay. But it has no monogram. None of your family monograms. So nobody put their initials on it, which helps value. Collectors don't want something that's dirty. Dirty means I don't want your initials on my piece. Right? So basically, having no monogram is good for value. The piece in my hand is worth $1,500. Very nice, very nice. They are made in Warsaw. Is that possible? Whose side?
Mine.
Your side, made in Warsaw.
Yes.
Okay, Polish, right? So you've got these are beautiful, very lightweight, quite lightweight, but marked with a particular mark, an emblem. The lion facade, the image of a lion looking left, indicates that they are sterling silver. So your Sheffield pieces here, right? Not sterling silver, it's silver over copper. These are sterling silver, they're very light. These, copper, pretty heavy, kind of durable, right? Yours, about $2,000 for the pair. Very nice, very nice. What do I look for? Now you want to know what I look for. Sure, I'm going to look for the mark, but I'm going to look for a formed foot. What does that mean? That the actual metal is used to make the foot, all right? Because the foot's going to support all the weight. There's not that much weight to these. They're very light in weight. Also notice that you have lots of intricate designs, including filigree, punched out areas. Easier to do in sterling silver than in copper or another base metal, an expensive metal. And notice too the way the scroll work or the acanthus leaves actually just fold down over the piece. Very, very lovely piece, and they date to about the turn of the century. Really nice. Beautiful.
It's my husband's mother.
It's my husband's mother. Did you see that? Like, I don't know what it is. My husband's mother told her that. I have a mother-in-law. I want to remain married. So that's what it is. Dr. Lori, don't get us in trouble. It's okay.
It was always filled with nuts and a nutcracker.
Always filled with nuts and a nutcracker?
Yes.
Okay, so the nut bowl. And then if you look at the iconography or the imagery here, look at what we've got. A squirrel and some acorns. So we're working with the nut bowl, right? So it's silver plate, right? How do you know it's plate? No tarnish.
Well,
is that how you know?
No.
Not how I would know, but maybe you guys know. Go ahead. Go ahead. How do you know it's plate?
Because I had it silvered.
Because you
had it re-silvered.
You had it re-silvered, so you know it's plate.
Yes.
Is it copper with silver on top?
That I don't know.
Well, when the person had it replated, when the person replated it, did they tell you what kind of metal it was?
They really didn't.
They didn't. Oh, okay. Well, that's nice of them. All right. So basically what I have is silver plated. It's copper. It's silver over copper. On the bottom, well, I know this for a couple of reasons. On the bottom, there's a mark on it which indicates that it's electroplated nickel silver.
Okay.
So that means that copper, which is very durable, is then the base metal, and then they can put silver on top of it, in sheets typically. Now, this particular piece is beautiful. It's a gorgeous late 19th century piece. Very, very typical of those great presentation pieces when you're entertaining. How many of us want to entertain? Personally, none of us. You want to entertain. You're the one person out of 150 who want to actually entertain. Most of us don't want to entertain. Don't have the kids come over for Easter, go somewhere else, or be entertained elsewhere, right? So these kinds of things fall out of favor, but it's a beautiful presentation piece. It's not sterling silver, where we were talking several hundreds, probably even into the thousands of dollars. It's actually, in fact, silver plated. But the iconography, particularly the squirrel and the nut, explaining to you and showing you what you have is relatively interesting. Value on this piece, about $300. Its equivalent in sterling would probably be closer to $2,000. So remember, the quality of the metal is very important, in addition to the form or the ornamentation is important too. So, nice piece. Notice how it looks like a big nut, right? And then it has all these other elements. I particularly like the handle that's actually a branch. So, pretty nice, pretty nice. Thanks for bringing it in. Sandra. Why, Sandra, could you write your name any smaller? God love you. I can't see at all. She's like, I'm going to make it really small for Dr. Lori, so she really can't see. What have you got? Oh, okay. It's nice.
My parents lived in Mexico.
Your parents lived in Mexico and got this in Mexico? Well, a couple things happen in here. They got part of this in Mexico. For example,
I thought it was from Mexico.
these pieces are from Mexico. The sugar bowl, right? The creamer, the tray. This piece, not from Mexico. This is sterling. Those pieces are Mexican silver. Those are 800 parts per thousand. This piece is sterling silver, 925 parts per thousand. That's why I'm holding it over my head, because it's worth a heck of a lot more than those pieces from Mexico.
Well, I thought it came.
They're not a set. They're nowhere near a set. Let me show you how they're not a set. Look at these flowers, this rosette. Look at those flowers, those are dates. That's a 5-petaled flower. If the flowers are different, it ain't a set. So these 3 pieces are a set here. This one is not. Which one do you want me to appraise? Those from Mexico that are not worth as much as this one from the United States. All right, nothing against Mexican silver. There's a lot of valuable Mexican silver, don't get me wrong. But this particular piece is sterling. It's heavy, it's large, it's in beautiful shape. Do you have any other pieces to this set, or do you have a sister like mine who got everything?
No, I got that, and my sister got a carved bar.
She got a carved what?
Bar. It's like a bar that opens up.
Like a bar that opens up like a piece of furniture?
Yes.
Did she get the hooch inside too? The liquor was in it?
No. That was all gone.
The liquor's gone, it's no fun. What you got is...
They always had it together, so for some reason I thought it was,
Well, if you look at the marks are different too. If you look at the marks, they're 2 different
I
marks.
think it said Sanborns on one of those.
That's the one that's Mexican,
Yeah.
right? And this one is not. So they're 2 different marks. Look for the marks, look for the pattern. See if the decoration is the same. So you want me to appraise this one, right? At about $400. Nice. It dates to the turn of the 20th century. That's circa 1900. Empire Art Silver registered Empire Art 352. That's what the mark says. This is copper, silver on top of it, silver plate. Do you have the whole set?
No.
You should have a punch bowl and a whole set of these cups.
Just not that.
Just this, that's all. You bought one.
Right.
Did you pay more than $15?
Less.
Then you paid, okay, good. It's worth $15.
I paid 5.
5 is good. That is a late 19th century silver over copper.